Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul.
We should talk about Heartless a little bit, because here's again probably a moment where a lot of your fans, you know, when it's like, Kris will be doing Kanye West. And you know, we had seen that song just a couple of weeks before. I mean, in addition to just being something you wouldn't expect to be done in that acoustic style, it had been done on the stage by the original artist a few weeks before. We did not see a lot of current songs this season. It sort of raises the bar a little bit in expectations when you're doing that. Did you realize that you might have been teetering on an epic fail that week? And or did you just feel like, this is totally going to work, I have no doubt?
I ran across Adam, actually. I was like, what if I did Heartless? He was like, I think it'd be genius. Because you take that song, everyone knows that song. All the little kids know it. And you make it totally different, and people will freak out about it. And that's what happened.
How could you be so heartless? Oh, how could you be so? How could you be so cold as a winter wind when it breeze, yo? Just remember that you're talking to me, though. You need to watch the way you're talking to me, you know.
Also, it's just you and the acoustic guitar. We didn't see a lot of that this season. You know, I feel like that's sort of going out there without any kind of life preserver, because you've got nothing to fall back on at that point.
I just thought it was, more than anything, it would be easier that way. And I thought it was pretty bold to just kind of get up there, just me and my guitar, and just kind of roll with it that way.
It was bold. And I think it felt like, to me, going into that week, you needed to have a moment on the show, because I felt like the odds were stacked against you.
Yeah.
And I know you are too polite to say it, but I do feel like there was a gigantic, you know, white elephant in the room, and that white elephant was, you know, sitting at the judges' table being like, this is who we want in the final two. And Kris Allen, even though you're a nice guy, we don't want that person to be you. But you thwarted those expectations.
I did.
Kris!
One thing that really bothered the crap out of me was sometimes hearing people say that Kris Allen is not as good a singer as X, Y, and Z. To me, there's a very big difference between having a bigger voice and being a better singer. Do you get angry when you hear that?
I don't get angry. It's just like, when you, the only thing that it's not even frustrating. It's just like, because that's me. Like, I'm not gonna go out there and try to, and I don't have as big a range as Adam. I don't have as big a range as Danny. And so, like, I try to do my thing. And when you listen to like a lot of artists today, it's not like they can hit like the crazy high notes. It's just like, that's just who they are, and like, that's just how they sing. And you still listen to them, and you don't judge them on how high they can sing or whatever. I'm not just a singer. Like, I am a musician and an artist.
And you're not participating in the vocal Olympics, as Jamie Foxx
did,
so succinctly put it.
I thought that was cool.
This dude is a dude I'll do a record with.
Your type of voice on Idol has not really happened, you know, before in this kind of big way, and gone all the way to the finals. You know, it's a show that kind of deals in big, bombastic kind of arrangements. And, you know, even though that's not necessarily always what's happening on the charts right now, I kind of felt like you were dragging the show a little bit into the Billboard charts.
I hope so, you know, and I think everything changed last year when they introduced the instruments, and a whole different kind of singer and musician kind of came into the mix, and was like, maybe I could make it on American Idol. That's what I did, you know. Watching last year, I was like, oh, if David Cook can play, if Jason Castro can play, if Brooke White can play and sing, then why can't I go out there and do my thing? Whether it's, you know, mind-blowing or not, it's me.
Oh, how could you be so heartless?
Were you worried when it got to the stage of the competition where you were not picking your own song? Because I know we talked a little bit about sort of vibe from the show a little bit, that you were the dark horse and not necessarily going to be the winner. And I know last year we saw Saisha get a song from the Happy Feet soundtrack. Maybe you could have made it work, you know?
Hey,
you proved innovative with your song arrangement.
We'll never see.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late.
The judges' pick with Apologize, I was actually really happy with it, and I thought it went really well, and I didn't think they gave me enough credit for that.
I wanted you to make it more your own, not be behind the piano. Maybe just sit out front with a guitar acoustic.
I also felt the, you know, the finale, I felt like my thing with song choice, and I love picking out songs and songs that fit me really well. And we kind of didn't get really a say in the finale, at all. And so, it was a little bit different just because it was kind of our last performances and all that. But it was, they were still great songs. They really were.
But I think especially when the top two are performing at a pretty consistently awesome level, it would be nice to say, hey, you know what, this is your final week on the show. Show us what you want to do.
Right.
I mean, I think for future,
that would have been fun.
For future Idol reference.
We'll see.
Producers, if you're listening, just a small suggestion from Kris and I.
Come on inside.